Where are the others?
Arnab, I can only speak for myself. A person from the media came and asked me a question today,
Yes.
and based on what I thought, my internalization of the facts and what I thought should be appropriate, I answered her.
Mr. Scindia, what do you feel Srinivasan should do?
Well, certainly I don't believe that in our country we should hold anyone guilty unless pronounced so. And I am certainly not a advocate of a trial unless the investigation comes out with a complete result. But certainly when there is there's so much of a question mark and a sort of a dark cloud hanging over the world of cricket, a sport which is so dear to us from our hearts across the length and breadth of this country, and more specifically with regard to a conflict of interest with a particular team, as well as a certain family member, then probity demands and propriety demands that that person, in this instance Mr. Srinivasan, should step aside until the inquiry is completed, and if found completely innocent, then certainly can be reinstated. But I think that example needs to be set from the top.
But
and certainly when that question mark has been put, then that trend and that step needs to be taken. Having said that, I also do believe that that by itself is not enough. We must put in place very, very clear boundary conditions in terms of how the sport must be run.
Right.
Where if there are any transgressions, what the penalties are, and not only that, but also the strict enforcement of those penalties, such that there is a fear factor in people before committing any such irregularities.
Well, Mr. Scindia, first let me say this to you, that one genuinely appreciates the manner in which you have come out. You are the first BCCI member to come out. Now, you have repeatedly been saying through the entire day that these views are your own personal opinions. But you are the president, aren't you, of the Madhya Pradesh Cricket Association? You are a member of the BCCI. You have asked Mr. Srinivasan to resign via the media, but why haven't you formally conveyed your position to Mr. Srinivasan or the BCCI at an official forum? Will you consider doing that as well in the future?
Well, I was not at the official forum this past weekend because I do not happen to be a member of the working committee. I am a chairman of the finance committee. I am not a member of the working committee, and therefore I was not invited to the meeting on Sunday, and rightfully so. If I do attend a special general body that is called, if they so deem fit, I will certainly voice my opinion just as I have with you.
But there are two ministers in your government. One minister who's the IPL chief who's not spoken yet, Rajiv Shukla. There's another minister, Farooq Abdullah, who said, no way, Mr. Srinivasan should not resign. How do you reconcile your own views with theirs?
Well, Arnav, I can only give you my views, and I think every individual in a democracy is entitled to their own views.
I understand.
And sometimes we may agree to disagree.
But at one point,
such as many times you and I agree to disagree on television.
Yes, I'm aware of that. We've agreed to disagree on many issues on many occasions for a long time. Mr. Scindia, the fact, however, is
but
this.
But we've also agreed to agree on many things as well.
Mr. Scindia, you see, you're a politician there. Don't pull out the politician hat. I want to speak to the person who is
but
also...
But you're not responding to me, Arnav.
Yes, Mr. Scindia, you see, I know you're beginning to enjoy this. May I just ask you this, since you are trying to throw the ball in my court? The real question is this: by not speaking up and aggressively demanding a clean-up collectively, and the operational word is collectively, the charge will be that all the bosses of Indian cricket are collectively complicit in the credibility crisis that has hit the BCCI.
I don't think that's a fair judgment, Arnav, and I think it's too early for you to make that judgment. I don't think it's a fair judgment. I have said what I certainly believe in. I'm not sure if others agree with me or disagree with me. Only time will tell.
No, but action
my
will
job
tell.
is certainly to put my opinion, my opinion across.
Of course,
and I have done that.
No, but action will tell. I'd say Mr. Srinivasan insisted he has the full backing of the BCCI. Some leaders who are also BCCI members and who have met Mr. Srinivasan say, look here, we can't do anything, he has the numbers. Where is the confidence of those numbers coming from? Mr. Scindia.
I am not in a position to answer that question, Arnab.
No, because Mr. Scindia, I appreciate your saying you're not in a position, but the fact is BCCI general body has 30 members. In all, there are 31 votes only.
I know, but I'm not.
No. Are you saying? No, are you? But all these people. No, all these people. All these people. No, Mr. Scindia. All these people are politicians. BJP politicians, Congress politicians, Narendra Modi, people as diverse as Narendra Modi and Jyotiraditya Scindia are cricket bosses of India. Can't they agree?
So the question is?
No, isn't there an answerability? You are answerable to the constituents, to your constituents.
Well,
you have nurtured.
That is something that the working committee has to decide. There is a working committee under the BCCI, and I think you need to pose that question to the working committee. Unfortunately, I am not a member of the working committee.
Okay, so you can at least tell me whether you think the BCCI's credibility has taken a hit because of this whole crisis, the longer it goes on?
Certainly, there's no doubt about it.
Why don't you pick up the phone and tell Mr. Srinivasan that as well? Maybe he'll listen. You have
Well,
clout.
I certainly have said. I certainly have said so.
Why are you the only person saying so? Is it because you don't hold any other stakes?
I can't. Arnab, how do you expect me to answer that question? You're posing a question that I cannot physically answer.
Don't you stand out too much today, Mr. Scindia? You must have given this some thought.
Well, maybe, but I think it's important to be truthful in life and speak your mind.
Well,
that's what my father has taught me.
Absolutely. And your father was a good man. Mr. Jyotiraditya Scindia, you've stood up, you've spoken today. And a lot of people, let me say this, will be hoping that if a young politician like you can come out and speak up, maybe all the others should take a position on an issue which makes the people lose confidence in the way Indian cricket is being run. Mr. Jyotiraditya Scindia, I must thank you for speaking to me on the Newshour tonight.
Thank you so much, Arnab. Thank you.
Thank you.